I got a question recently about how to show bitmap images on option menus inside template UI. This video will walk through how to do that. So for some time in NX, we've had the ability to do this kind of interaction here, where if we have an option menu, as we mouse over that option menu, we can see some different images here that illustrate visually the difference between options, right? And that kind of interaction is certainly a useful thing. We can actually do it with some other UI types as well here, for instance, with checkboxes, right? Maybe it's just that one. But anyway, as we do this, again, yeah, that kind of visual interaction, visual indication of what different settings mean can be a really useful thing. And so we did implement that actually quite a while ago inside PTS, Product Template Studio, the older tool. And so in this particular model, we can look at this actually here. This is an older one. This is actually an NX11 model. And in this one, I've got some configurations here for an older Mars rover, right? There's a launch configuration here and a cruise configuration for travel and landing and a deployed one here, for instance. And we can use this kind of interaction, for instance, to go and set the model into some different states. The way we do this in Product Template Studio here, if we look at the old PTS Author tool, older tool here, you'll see that on this particular input, expression input, this is set as a list of choices. For the values here, we've got those 4 basic launch, cruise, landing, deployed strings that show up in the dialog there. And then there's this list of optional tooltip images here, right? And in NX11, again, I can just put in a very simple list of bitmaps there. And these bitmaps are located in the same folder as the PRT file for the template in this case. And NX will just find them, right? You can put in a more explicit path here if you want to as well. But this simple method here works great in the older templates. And so for instance, if we come out and look at this guy, again, yeah, this is where we were seeing that same interaction here, right? Where we're seeing those working. Now, again, this is kind of the second generation PTS Author here. As we migrate this forward and bring this into Product Template Author, again, this is NX 22.12 that I'm in right now, so December 2022 release. This will migrate it into the new UI. And you'll notice that right now in 22.12, this is not finding those bitmaps, right? The way we've specified them. So this is a thing that I'm going to have them fix here very shortly. But yeah, inside here, what it's doing right now is requiring me to do that a little more explicitly right now. So here we've got that same list of values there, and then these tooltip images. Rather than having those just like that, I'm going to copy and paste in some other ones here that have some paths in them, right? So with an explicit path on those right now, then we get the desired interaction here, right, that we're after. So that's a quick way to get that working in 22.12 is just to have some more explicit paths. Again, yeah, give me a little bit. We'll get that one working even better, including embedded images. I want this to work with embedded images as well. One of the new thing I wanted to highlight here that is with the new Product Template Author is this tooltip strings here. And this is pretty cool. So this one, very similarly, you're going to put in 4 strings there that are useful. Again, I've kind of pre-authored some of those. I'm going to cut and paste those into there. So each line here is one of those tooltips. Some of these are quite long, some of these are shorter, but these describe really what each of these configurations mean, right? And the way this will show up, pretty cool, is like this. So those strings there, they'll automatically wrap. This will have a constant width here. I didn't have to do any explicit line breaks or anything like that. But again, this will add that textual description just to the right of the image, which we think is a pretty cool option here. This is a significant improvement over just the image, right? You can have more text out in the tooltip and keep the UI relatively simple here. Okay, so and that's inside the author. And if we come back out here, of course, we'll see that out here in this context as well, right? So again, tooltip images and now tooltip messages here as well, text. Going to be super useful for the times like this where you have an option that's driving something in your model, and you want to give the user some more explicit imagery to show them what's going on. Visually describe differences between some options, as well as some text here if you want to. Again, both of these are completely optional. You can have them or not have them, but we think they're going to be helpful in terms of making templates more comprehensible for folks. Okay, good. So I hope you find that useful.